Okay, so what I'm going to do in this video is I'm going to show you how to build the pocket and the perimeter of the one side of the wallet. So we've already put the snap on and we have the two pieces. We want to make sure that the edges are all together, and we're going to center it onto the fleece. And we want just a little bit of a border right here, and then we're going to make sure that it's equal distance on either side. So it looks pretty good, it's equal there. And then what I'm going to do next is I'm going to turn it this way, and I'm going to measure 5/8 from this folded edge to this cut edge here, and make sure that that's 5/8. So that's good, and I'm going to pin this in place, going through all layers, and you're going to go through and pin that in place so it holds it in place. Then we're going to take and we're going to go 5/8 over here. We're going to pin that in place and hold it down. You'll see why this is important later on. So I have this pinned down, then I'm going to take one of these outer strips here and I'm going to match the raw edges right sides together, and I'm not going to take that pin out. I'm going to keep that there because I want it to stay anchored. And then I'm going to pin through all layers. It's kind of thick, and just make sure everything lines up, and do the same thing up here. And then I'm going to go to the other side and pin that down. So I'm going to go here, here, and now that I've got that all pinned in place, now I'm going to sew that. So what I'm going to do is do the edge of the foot to the edge of the fabric, and I'm going to stitch that down. I'm going to take a couple stitches and back stitch, and I don't sew over pins. I just make sure that you keep the edge of the foot to the edge of the fabric. This is real important that you keep that seam allowance just like that, because you'll be able to see the difference if you don't. Okay, so there's my edge of the foot to the edge of the fabric, and then I'm going to do the other side. Just flip it over, line it up, edge of the foot to the edge of the fabric, take a couple stitches, back stitch, and then oops, I sewed over a pin, got lucky. All right, so now clip my threads, and then I'm going to go to the iron and I'm going to press that open. Now, by anchoring this part right here, it should be 5/8, so it's pretty much on the money there. So that looks good there. I'm going to go and iron that down. So just a second, give me a second. So now I'm back. All right, so now we're going to take this solid piece and I'm going to center this. It looks like it's a little bit bigger than the other two, and that's okay. We'll just center that and then pin that down in place. Here, make sure those edges are together. It's kind of hard with that little snap there, but just do your best to try to get those edges to match. And then you're going to sew the same way, the edge of the foot to the edge of the fabric. And just kind of check and make sure your edges are still together. Hold that in place. All right, now that I've got that sewn, then what I'm going to do is go to the iron, and I'm going to pull this kind of tight up like this, and give that a good press. Then that you'll repeat the same process to the other wallet.